Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture on AWS Lake Formation. So this lecture will contain all these topics. What is AWS Lake Formation? High level overview, Lake Formation terminology, Lake Formation features, data ingestion and management, security management, data sharing, AWS Lake Formation, how it works, cross-account data sharing in AWS Lake Formation, and AWS service integrations. So what is AWS Lake Formation? AWS Lake Formation is a service that helps organizations centrally manage and secure their data lakes for analytics and machine learning purposes. It provides a unified way to handle data stored in Amazon S3 and metadata in AWS Glue Data Catalog, ensuring better governance and control over valuable data assets. Lake Formation offers granular control over data access, allowing administrators to manage permissions at the column, row, and cell levels. This level of detail ensures that users only have access to the specific data they need, enhancing security and compliance with data protection regulations. Lake Formation introduces its own permissions model that works alongside the existing IAM, Identity and Access Management permissions. This model simplifies data access management through a grant-revoke mechanism similar to traditional relational database systems. It applies across various AWS analytics and machine learning services, including Amazon Athena, QuickSight, Redshift Spectrum, EMR, and AWS Glue, ensuring consistent access control across the data lake ecosystem. The hybrid access mode for AWS Glue Data Catalog allows organizations to use both Lake Formation permissions and IAM permission policies for Amazon S3 and AWS Glue actions. This flexibility enables data administrators to gradually adopt Lake Formation permissions, focusing on one use case at a time. It is particularly useful for organizations transitioning from existing IAM-based access controls to the more fine-grained Lake Formation model. Lake Formation facilitates secure data sharing across multiple AWS accounts, organizations, or even directly with IAM principals in other AWS accounts. This feature enables collaboration and data exchange while maintaining fine-grained access control over both AWS Glue Data Catalog metadata and the underlying data in S3. It is particularly useful for large enterprises with multiple departments or for organizations that need to share data with external partners or clients. So high-level overview. So it starts with you have to identify your existing data stores, which is basically you locate data in Amazon S3 or relational databases or NoSQL databases. Then you move data, you transfer the identified data into your data lake. Then you crawl and catalog, you process the data to create a comprehensive catalog. Then you prepare data, and in this you clean and organize the data for analytics purposes and provide secure access. Then finally you grant users self-service access to the data through their preferred analytics services. So this is high-level workflow overview. So let's cover some Lake Formation terminology. So first one, data lake. The data lake is your persistent data that is stored in Amazon S3 and managed by Lake Formation using a data catalog. Our data lake typically stores the following: structured and unstructured data, raw data, and transformed data. Second, data access. Lake Formation provides secure and granular access to data through a new grant/revoke permissions model that augments AWS Identity and Access Management IAM policies. Analysts and data scientists can use the full portfolio of AWS analytic and machine learning services such as Amazon Athena to access the data. The configured Lake Formation security policies help ensure that users can access only the data that they are authorized to access. Hybrid access mode. Hybrid access mode lets you secure and access the cataloged data using both Lake Formation permissions and IAM and Amazon S3 permissions. Hybrid access mode allows data administrators to onboard Lake Formation permissions selectively and incrementally, focusing on one data lake use case at a time. Blueprint. A blueprint is a data management template that enables you to easily ingest data into a data lake. Lake Formation provides several blueprints, each for a predefined source type, such as a relational database or AWS CloudTrail logs. From a blueprint, you can create a workflow. Workflows consist of AWS Glue crawlers, jobs, and triggers that are generated to orchestrate the loading and update of data. Blueprints take the data source, data target, and schedule as input to configure the workflow. Next is workflow. A workflow is a container for a set of related AWS Glue jobs, crawlers, and triggers. You create the workflow in Lake Formation and it executes in AWS Glue service. Lake Formation can track the status of a workflow as a single entity. When you define a workflow, you select the blueprint upon which it is based. You can then run workflows on demand or on a schedule. Workflows that you create in Lake Formation are visible in the AWS Glue console as a directed acyclic graph DAG. Using the DAG, you can track the progress of the workflow and perform troubleshooting. Next is data catalog. The data catalog is your persistent metadata store. It is a managed service that lets you store, annotate, and share metadata in the AWS cloud in the same way you would do in an Apache Hive metastore. It provides a uniform repository where disparate systems can store and find metadata to track data in data silos and then use that metadata to query and transform the data. Lake Formation uses the AWS Glue data catalog to store metadata about data lakes, data sources, transforms, and targets. Metadata about data sources and targets is in the form of databases and tables. Tables store schema information, location information, and others. Databases are collection of tables. Lake Formation provides a hierarchy of permissions to control access to databases and tables in the data catalog. Each AWS account has one catalog per AWS region. Next is Data Lake Administrator. A Data Lake Administrator is a principal who can grant any principal, including himself or herself, any permission on any data catalog resource or data location. Designate a Data Lake Administrator as the first user of the data catalog. This user can then grant more granular permissions of resources to other principals. And a principal is an AWS Identity and Access Management IAM user or role or an Active Directory user. Okay, next Lake Formation features. So there are basically three major categories: data ingestion and management, security management, and data sharing. So first one, data ingestion and management. So AWS Lake Formation enables importing data from existing AWS databases by specifying the database location and providing access credentials. It reads both data and metadata, imports the data to your new data lake, and records metadata in the central catalog. Supported databases include MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server, MariaDB, and Oracle. Running in Amazon RDS, so MariaDB, Oracle, and it can be running on Amazon RDS or hosted on Amazon EC2. Both bulk and incremental data loading are supported. Next is Lake Formation. Let's say importing data from external sources. So Lake Formation allows importing data from external sources, including on-premises databases using JDBC, Java database connectivity. Users identify target sources, provide access credentials in the console, and Lake Formation reads and loads the data into the data lake. For databases not directly supported, custom ETL jobs can be created with AWS Glue. So under data ingestion and management, catalog and label data. So AWS Lake Formation facilitates cataloging and labeling data using AWS Glue crawlers. These crawlers read data in Amazon S3, extract database and table schemas, and store this information in a searchable AWS Glue data catalog. Lake Formation stack-based access control (TBAC) is then used to manage permissions on databases, tables, and columns. So next category of next feature set is security management. So Lake Formation provides a centralized management point for data lake access controls. It allows defining security policies at database, table, column, row, and cell levels, applicable to IAM users and roles, and federated users and groups. Fine-grained controls can be used with Amazon Redshift Spectrum, Athena, AWS Glue ETL, and Amazon EMR for Apache Spark. Hybrid access mode in Lake Formation offers flexibility to selectively enable permissions for databases and tables in AWS Glue Data Catalog. This allows for incremental incremental implementation path, setting permissions for specific users without disrupting existing permission policies or workloads. Lake Formation implements comprehensive audit logging through CloudTrail integration. This enables monitoring of access and compliance with centrally defined policies across analytics and machine learning services. Audit logs provide details on user/role access attempts, data accessed, services used, and timestamps, accessible via CloudTrail APIs and console. Row and cell level security is implemented through data filters in Lake Formation. These filters restrict access to specific combinations of columns and rows, providing protection for sensitive data such as personally identifiable information (PII). Tag-based access control in Lake Formation uses custom labels called LF tags to manage numerous data permissions efficiently. LF tags can be defined and attached to databases, tables, or columns, enabling controlled access sharing across various services. This approach scales data governance by replacing complex policy definitions with logical tags and offers text-based metadata search for quick data discovery. Lake Formation simplifies the management of distributed data lake across multiple AWS accounts through a centralized approach. It provides fine-grained access control to the data lake, to the data catalog and Amazon S3 locations, enhancing security and management of cross-account data access. Okay, next feature set is around data sharing. So AWS Lake Formation's data sharing capability allows setting permissions on datasets stored in different data sources like Amazon Redshift without migrating data or metadata into Amazon S3 or AWS Glue data catalog. Lake Formation integrates with Amazon Redshift data sharing, enabling centralized management of database, table, column, and row level access permission for Amazon Redshift data shares. This integration also allows restricting user access to objects within a database. AWS Glue data catalog can be connected to external metastores to manage access permissions on datasets in Amazon S3 using Lake Formation. This method does not require migrating metadata into the AWS Glue data catalog. Lake Formation integrates with AWS Data Exchange, supporting licensing access to data through this service. Okay, AWS Lake Formation, how it works. So Lake Formation integrates with analytical engines to query Amazon S3 data stores and metadata objects registered with Lake Formation. Before providing access control, our data lake administrator sets up data catalog table. Data lake administrator sets up data catalog table user policies, grants Lake Formation permissions to users on databases and tables, and registers Amazon S3 locations with Lake Formation. The workflow consists of 4 main steps. First, get metadata. A user submits a query or ETL scripts to an analytical engine which requests metadata from the data catalog. Second, check permissions. The data catalog verifies user permissions with Lake Formation and returns authorized metadata. Third, get credentials. If the table is managed by Lake Formation, the engine requests temporary access. And fourth, get data. Lake Formation provides temporary access, allowing the engine to fetch and filter data from Amazon S3 before returning results to the user. Alternative flow. So for tables not managed by Lake Formation, the analytical engine calls Amazon S3 directly and access is evaluated based on S3 bucket policy and IAM user policy. Cross-account data sharing in AWS Lake Formation. Lake Formation allows sharing of databases and tables within an AWS account and across different AWS accounts. You can share entire databases or select tables to IAM principals in the same account, other AWS accounts, or directly to IAM principals in another account. The sharing process is simplified by using either the named resources method or using LF tags. This flexibility allows for efficient organization and management of shared resources. When sharing data catalog tables, you can implement data filters to restrict access at the row and cell levels. This granular control ensures that only authorized users can access specific data within shared tables. Lake Formation utilizes AWS Resource Access Manager (AWS RAM) to manage permissions between AWS accounts. When a resource is shared, AWS RAM sends an invitation to the recipient account. Upon acceptance, AWS RAM grants the necessary permission to Lake Formation, making the shared data catalog resources available and enabling storage level enforcement. To query shared resources using Amazon Athena or Redshift Spectrum, a resource link is required. This entity in the data catalog, similar to a Linux symlink, is created by the data lake administrator in the recipient account. The administrator grants described permissions on the resource link along with the required permissions on the original shared resource. Once the resource link is set up and permissions are granted, users in the recipient account can use Athena and Redshift Spectrum to query the shared resources. This enables seamless data analysis across accounts while maintaining proper access controls. Okay, next is AWS service integration. So we'll see all the service which can be integrated seamlessly with Lake Formation. First one, AWS Glue. AWS Glue and Lake Formation share the same data catalog. For console operations such as viewing a list of tables and all API operations, AWS Glue users can access only the databases and tables on which they have Lake Formation permissions. Next is Amazon Athena. Use Lake Formation to allow or deny permissions to read data in Amazon S3. When Amazon Athena users select the AWS Glue data catalog in the query editor, they can query only the databases, tables and columns that they have Lake Formation permissions on. Queries using manifest are not supported. Next one, Amazon Redshift Spectrum. So when Redshift users create an external schema on a database in the AWS Glue data catalog, they can query only the tables and columns in that schema on which they have Lake Formation permissions. Amazon QuickSight Enterprise Edition. When an Amazon QuickSight Enterprise Edition user queries a dataset in Amazon S3 location, users must have the Lake Formation select permissions on the data. And last integration is Amazon EMR. You can integrate Lake Formation permissions when you create an Amazon EMR cluster with a runtime role. A runtime role is an IAM role that you associate with Amazon EMR jobs or queries, and then Amazon EMR uses this role to access AWS resources. And that's all. Thanks for watching.